Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and I'm back again with Radical Reggie.
How's it going, dude?
Dude.
And today, you guys have been asking for it ever since the last video, another pickups video. I'm very excited to show off some good stuff.
Dude, I'm excited. In this video, like many others, I added a new system.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so at the end of this, I'm going to wait till the end, but it's a new system.
Okay, I got a system too, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's check it out.
All right, let's take a look. All right, dude, who goes first?
You do. I think I
Me?
went first last time, yeah.
Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm going to start with something weird.
Okay.
Well, it's not really that weird, but... Okay, so I got sent these. These are from a company called Fishy Face Games. And basically what these are reproductions. Actually, that's not necessarily true. So I should explain what this is. So this is Star Fox 2. This is the final version of Star Fox 2 that comes on the Super Nintendo Mini.
Dude, they even make the box for you. Whoa.
Yes, and it's got a colored card in there. And what's cool about this company is that they're not trying to pull over. You know, they're not trying to trick anybody. It's labeled on there that it's it's a reproduction. It's just a physical version of a game. So that I think everyone would love to get.
Dude, this is so awesome because I remember around like maybe when I was 14, 15 years old, me and my buddy were looking for Star Fox 2 to come out in Nintendo Power. Yeah. And now years later, it's finally here, and this is how it was supposed to look. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, the box is great. The cartridge looks awesome. It actually comes with its own stand, which is kind of neat.
Dude, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Heck
And then this one right here. So this is Super Mario RPG Armageddon. So this is a hack that has been on the internet for a while, and basically what this is a retooling of the original game. So they basically made it much harder because I guess the original game is considered fairly easy.
Okay.
Plus, it also has more bosses in it from Final Fantasy, and it also includes characters from Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, so I think I could have dealt with the added characters, but not the difficulty.
Dude, let me tell you. So it was my job to capture the footage for this video with this game. Right. I can't get past the intro.
Oh, man.
And the reason for that is because I haven't played the original game in so long, and the combat is very timing based, and I couldn't do it. So this is designed for people who are... They're so big fans of the original game that they're looking for they're looking for something even more tough.
Right.
Plus the extra bosses and stuff like that is kind of cool. So, and physical version.
There you go, man. Awesome, dude. All right, so I actually found this game the other day, Super Smash.
Oh, dude.
Wardner for the Genesis. This is
John Hancock talked about this one time in a Hidden Gems video.
Yeah, this is definitely a hidden gem. Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, look at that cover, man.
I know.
You got him right there, the girl.
That is awesome.
The wizard. Looking. It says... Oh man, and the game is on point, man. I actually liked it. It's kind of tough because it has a timer system in it. It's an arcade game, pretty much like a arcade, and arcades are meant to take your money.
Yep.
So you got to keep moving. But
wow, this is a very uncommon game. I've never seen a physical version like this outside of John's collection.
I'm very happy to have it, man. I'm very pumped up. It's a solid game, platformer. I haven't got that far yet, but definitely I'll be beating this game soon.
That's cool.
But the only bad thing I can say about it is the timer is just on you, so you got to keep moving. So other than that, it's on point. It's
a total
hidden gem.
That's cool. You found that.
Awesome.
All right, next up for me, I'm going to start showing some games I picked up at the Cowlitz Retro Gamers for Kids. That's an expo that John Hancock puts on.
That's right.
And I was down there, and you and I were at a table.
Yep.
He wasn't there for very long because you had what? 30 minutes of sleep?
Yeah, I had like maybe an hour of sleep, and I was on fumes. It didn't hit me until like halfway to the event was on. And
you were a trooper there. You held out as long as you could.
I did. I hung in there, man, but it was tough. I was like, whoa, dude. Like, ooh.
Yeah. So, but this is an expo that John puts on every year, and it's a ton of great vendors. And so this year, there's always something special. And this year, there was a vendor that had a huge Atari Lynx collection. Again, something you don't normally see.
Yeah.
Atari Lynx is one of those, it's not like it's super popular anyways, but it's always the same games that you see. So she had a bunch of these.
Right.
And I just bought a ton of them. So, there's not a lot of games for the Atari Lynx. I think there's about 70 or so. I could be wrong, but when I see them, I gotta pick them up.
Yeah, you gotta pick them up because it's an uncommon system to find these days.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go very quickly here. Xenophobe.
Okay.
Then we got Gates of... Oh, gosh, I'm terrible with this.
Dukon?
Sure.
Dukon.com?
I know. Viking Child, Scrapyard Dog, but that's a really cool platformer.
Okay.
Chips Challenge is a really cool puzzler. Gordo's 106. If I remember right, this is a 2D platformer where you play as a scientifically altered monkey.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I think that's the one. Kicks is an arcade puzzle type game. Robotron 2084. That's a really weird game because that's a twin stick shooter and it's kind of bizarre on the Lynx. It looks fantastic, but basically the way you do it is you hold the left or right buttons and it kind of rotates your aiming.
This is really impressive because see how the creator they put these games on the Lynx system like this. You never see companies like this taking risks like this with these certain games like this. Like these are
and that's the thing about the Lynx. It is really fun to collect for because there are games that didn't come out on other systems, or the Lynx version because it was fairly powerful.
Right.
It has great ports on it. So, speaking of great ports, Road Blasters is an arcade game that was really fun, so I got that.
Love that
and
game.
then also a shooter that I've talked about previously, but Zarlor Mercenary, which is a really fun top-down shooter. So, that was a really great find at Cowlitz. Again, I was really surprised to see, and she had many more. John Hancock also freaked out too, and
wow, dude,
there was like I think it was a Double Dragon 2 that he was like, that's a $90 or $100 game on Atari Links.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, I didn't pick that one up because it's a little bit too rich for my blood, but it was cool.
Well, at the pace you're going, you might have a complete set soon.
I know.
What I mean?
Well, I have a modded Atari Links, so it is really fun for me to play games on it because they do look fantastic. So,
wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, kind of neat, huh?
Okay.
And they're easy to stack.
So I'll scoot up here
and
show you something I got from the show. The Cowlitz show. There it is. So, sit back. I finally got GigaWing.
Dude. The Dreamcast had the best shooters on it.
It did, man. I mean, it does pretty much.
Yeah.
I got this and from Rick Weiss, and man,
had that? Really?
He had it for sale. He actually had it for sale in Portland, but nobody picked it up at the Portland Expo. And this is like one of the best shooters I've ever played. I mean, it really sucks you in. I mean, it's like the music, the explosions, the boss battles.
Yep.
I mean, that's one of my top favorite shooters of all time, and I haven't even played the second game yet. So,
wow, dude, that's really cool. You got this because when you own a Dreamcast and you like shooters like we do, you're always looking for these games. That's killer.
And also, I didn't get this at the show, but I got this recently online.
What?
This is GigaWing Generations for the PS2. This is the PAL European version because it only came out in Japan and PAL territory, so I got this one. And I don't think it's made by the same developers that made the first two, but it's still okay. It's still pretty good, but compared to the first game, and the first game is like, whoa, way better. But,
it's a classic for sure.
Definitely, but GigaWing, I mean, let me know what you guys think about that series because I think it's solid, man.
Huh. Okay, cool. All right, moving on to also from Cowlitz, I picked up a PSP game.
Oh, I have that game.
Do you? Okay, have you played this? So this is called Kenka Bancho.
I just call it Badass Rumble.
Badass Rumble. This is, again, when I go to these expos, I love collecting for a PSP, and I always look to see if there's, a one or two games that are there that I don't recognize. This is one I didn't recognize. I looked it up on, I looked up a review, and it got great reviews. I was like, what is this game? Came home, captured the footage, and I immediately understood why. Yep. So this is and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but basically it's an RPG brawler that is very Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Like, you love it. It kind of reminds me of what's that series called?
Shenmue?
Not Shenmue, but the beat 'em up River City Rampage.
Oh, okay.
It kind of reminds me of that series.
Interesting.
In a way.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're related or not, but
it's a crazy game. So you run around Tokyo in different little districts, and then you basically are fighting rival students or gangs, essentially. And you can get peons to join you. And the combat's hilarious, dude. Do you remember this? Where basically you have to stare down, like literally a beam comes out of the guy's face.
Hits the other guy.
And he hits the other guy. And then what happens is that there's a challenge. And a phrase shows up that's kind of like an insult. And then it's a timing game to get those words.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, to get like an edge. And then it goes into a brawler. It's really funny. There's RPG elements where you upgrade, you get new moves, you get new clothing, you get hats, you get all this stuff. It's just, I was loving it. I was really loving it.
Definitely a game you want to have on the PSP.
Yeah.
If you're collecting for PSP.
Yeah.
Good pickup, man.
I know. I was so excited. It was like, I love finding these kind of games.
Oh, and I looked at the bottom here. It says Atlas, too. So we know Atlas, they pick up some good stuff.
Yep.
So awesome, dude. Okay. Next game here, I have Radiant Historia. This is a remake or reimaging of the, well, I would say remake of the one that came out on a DS system. I thought it was a full remake, but it's more of a fresh coat of paint, I guess. They just added like a couple art.
They'd have to change it a little bit because it doesn't have the dual screens.
Right. Yeah, it has dual screens. It still has the dual screens.
It does?
Yeah, because the original came out on DS.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is for the 3DS. I thought it was for the PS3.
No.
It looks like a PS3 box here. Okay, I'm with you.
So this is one of the best RPGs I've ever played, man. It really reminds me of Chrono Trigger. What's really cool about it, you have to go to different times. And sometimes you make a decision that was a bad decision at one timeline, so you go back and reverse it.
Oh,
and
really?
choose the other one. So it's very interesting. And they added voice acting to this version and a couple some DLC scenes and stuff like that you could download. But solid title, excellent game. I beat the original years ago, loved it. I haven't beat this one yet. I just got it, but
where did you get this, online?
I actually got it on Amazon.
Did you?
Yeah, but they sent it to me damaged too, man.
I
was like, ugh.
It's a little bent.
But I was like, that's fine. So.
Yeah. It still looks in good condition, though. I mean, the cover looks great.
But they throw it in those small packages. They just, like, they don't care.
Sometimes they do that, and you just envision the UPS guy kicking it down the street.
I know, right, dude? But they recouped me for the money, so it was.
Oh,
cool.
they did.
They did. So.
Okay.
But anyways, if you see this game in your local store, pick it up. You won't regret it. If you like games like Chrono Trigger, this one is like close to that. Seriously, I love it.
All right. Well, speaking of Amazon. As soon as this was announced, I had to pre-order it, and that is Velocity. This is the Vita version, and you also have the PS4 version.
Yeah.
So this game is... I feel like I want to gush about it, because I do love this game.
Well, you talked me into getting this game. That's why I picked it up.
I absolutely love this game. So I played it on PS4, actually. I think it was on like I think Sony gave it away for PlayStation Plus members or whatever. Basically what this game is, it is a twin stick top-down shooter that also goes into a twin stick 2D platformer. And what's awesome about this game is it has amazing controls, and it's really designed for speed running. Like, you can play this game and you can kind of enjoy yourself, but it's really designed and optimized to just go through it as fast as possible. It's a crazy game. It's super fun.
It keeps you on your toes.
Yes.
I was playing. I was like, whoa, dude! I couldn't look away from the screen. Like, I was like getting a phone call or looking at TV. Like, no, you gotta stay focused on the game and don't look away, because you'll mess up. So.
Yeah, this is also one of those kind of games too, where the controls, it uses so many specific controls on your controller that if you come back a couple weeks later, you kind of have to relearn how to play it, especially that warping thing that it does.
Right, with the plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
But getting the physical version, I was very excited. However, there's a little bit of controversy we want to talk about, and that is that right here on the cover, it says that the Vita version is supposed to include... what is it, like a soundtrack CD? Now, and a studio booklet and
documentary. Making it again, that didn't include any of that. Huh?
I think that if I remember right, when I played this on the Vita, because I was capturing the footage, I do believe on the main menu it does show that you can watch a documentary.
Oh, okay.
But obviously it just came like this, so it doesn't have a CD. There is no booklet in here.
Right.
So it's either a misprint or a miscommunication on the part of the company.
I think it was a misprint, because I don't think the PAL, the UK version got those items, but I could be wrong though. But still,
yeah. So people are kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
The publisher of this has come out on Twitter and said, hey, they're looking into it. They're possibly going to, do something for people who bought it. So
what do you think they could do to make it up?
I don't know, because it would be kind of expensive for them to...
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, how could they really do it, you know?
I'm not really sure. By the time this video comes out, they may have already announced what that is that they're going to do, so I'm kind of curious. But honestly, for me, I don't care. I was so excited to get a physical version of this on the Vita. And it's compatible with the PlayStation TV. It's awesome.
Cool, man. And I know what they could do to make it up. Stop delaying your games, because this game was supposed to come out last year, earlier this year. I was watching you guys.
This is one of those games where I like many on Amazon, you pre-order and you forget about, and then all of a sudden you get a notification like, what?
I'm like, yeah.
You know, oh, I mean, it's cool and all. It's kind of a surprise, like Christmas, but you know what I mean? But still, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully they get it together. But yeah, solid game.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
Okay, don't laugh at me for having this game. I have the first game, and I actually did it on Pickle's video before.
Oh, okay.
Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Okay, I want to hear what you say about this, because I did really enjoy and played the original game because of you.
You played this one too?
No, that's the prequel.
Okay, so I enjoyed the original a lot, and I talked about the reasons before in the last Pickle's video. But this one, I do like, but it's more geared for teenage girls, I guess, in a way, because, well, I won't say just, well, yeah, it is. And what I liked about the first game was I liked the rewind powers, so that was my main focus.
Yeah.
This game does not have that.
Oh, because it's before she got them.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, you know, it's a good game, but it wasn't really up to my, you know, like what I like, you know.
Dude, it's hard to do prequels. I mean, it's hard to do prequels because you already know what happens.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like the Star Wars movies. It's like, we know that Darth Vader is not going to die. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, and I don't know. I'm not. Prequels are pretty tough to do, you know.
It's cool. It comes with a. I think episode 1 of the old game, so you go actually download that and play it. So
oh, okay.
You get a little bit of that. It comes with a bonus episode on here, so you can download that as well. Art booklet, soundtrack, and a mixtape mode. Oh, that's on the game. But I like it, but it wasn't as good as the other one because I like the rewind power. That was the main thing that sucked me into the original game.
Me too. I thought that was really cool.
This is still a cool game, but just be in mind it doesn't have those rewind powers like the other one.
All right, moving on for me, a brand new game. Well, at least by the time we shot this.
All right.
Far Cry 5 on the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
So I haven't played a Far Cry game since the second one. Well, that's not true. I played Dragon.
Oh, that one DLC was like 80s type, right?
Yeah. I forget what that was called. Oh gosh, Blood Dragon.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was really fun. However, I for whatever reason I just haven't played them since, even though I've heard they're really good. But I was excited for this because it's a little bit new. So new in that the setting is a huge valley of Montana. So they it's fake, I believe, but basically it's an open world section of Montana, and it's absolutely stunning. I mean, It's beautiful. It's so lush, and there's mountains and lakes and forests and all this sort of stuff. And you're dealing with a crazy religious cult that is basically taken over the valley. Okay. And you are a U.S. Marshal that goes in to try to arrest him, and you find out that they're way more dangerous than you ever imagined.
Yeah, they have more people in there in on it. Yeah, wow.
And it's a fantastic game. I'm almost done with it. I've been playing this a lot, and it's super fun. I love this game because it allows you to play it however you want. It's completely open world for 99% of the game, and I love playing stealth. And so this game really allows you to do that if you want to. You can go in there. You can even recruit animals or people that will also play stealth with you. Wow. And then it also supports co-op and all that. But
that's what I was going to ask next.
Yeah, and so like drop in and out co-op and things like that. Just a really enjoyable game, really fun to play. It has vehicles in there, so you can commandeer helicopters and planes and all this sort of stuff.
It looks pretty exciting, man.
It is. I've been really happy with it.
There's so many games these days, man. Like so many amazing games. It's like, man, this is like. People talk about a video game crash, but I was like, how can it happen when there's good games coming out?
Yeah, and I know, and this game is not small either. This is an open world game, obviously. I probably put 20, 25 hours. I mean, the main story is probably about that long.
Okay.
But it also has an arcade mode, what they call in there. So as you're walking around, you see the arcades you can walk up to, which have user-generated levels as well. And so people are recreating levels from, like, say, Resident Evil 7.
Are you serious?
Yeah, or
that's nice.
Retro style levels, and so the replayability in this is extremely high. Really highly recommended. It looks beautiful on the PlayStation 4 Pro as well. So
awesome, dude.
Yeah. Modern game.
All right, and here's another PS4 game. Probably one of those radical games I played this year. And it's Rad Rodgers.
Rad Rogers.
This game is such a throwback to the old school platform games, man.
Never heard of this.
So it's a $20 game, so it just recently came out. But it's about a kid who keeps playing video games too much, and he gets sucked inside the video game.
This sounds like you.
and he's actually like, what's going on? And his game console tells him, hey, we gotta meet the I forgot what it's about, but what really stands out about this game is the humor. It has a lot of adult humor, and it's hilarious.
Really?
Man. It cracked me up, man. And also, if you don't want to hear the adult mode, like the curse words, you can actually put it on kids mode.
Oh,
so
really?
It beeps out the curse words, but man,
which can sometimes be funnier.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But this game is like this really cool. So it's basically like you're inside a video game. You get to fix glitches that the developer messed up too. So you'll go to that part where you like you can't get across to another side because a bridge is missing. So the guy will say, "Hey, the developer messed up. We got to hack it in and build it." So this is really cool. As you're seeing the gameplay here, man, you'll see what I'm talking about. But man, this is a really cool game. I like it a lot.
Wow, never heard of this.
Rad Rodgers.
Okay, that's cool. Next up for me, what am I going to do here? I guess something else I picked up at Cowlitz, and that this is something you see every once in a while. I just didn't own it.
Right.
This is the Metroid Prime Trilogy for the original Wii.
Okay.
And so this is the first 3 Metroid Prime games. The first 2 came out on GameCube. And then what they did is they remastered them and tweaked them a little bit to run on the Wii. Mm-hmm. And specifically what they did was they basically made it so they use motion controls.
Right.
And what's really cool is that this game is like perfect for motion controls because the way that you aim is so precise.
Okay.
So
I'm guessing you're a Metroid Prime fan because there's.
I really am.
Okay.
I really am, and it's funny because. The Metroid Prime games, if you play them, you know that they're not normal shooters. They don't work and control like a normal shooter does.
Right.
And which can be that's what sets them apart. I think that I kind of think of them almost like as a thinking man's shooter.
Right.
Also, you do a lot of kind of detective work where you scan objects to unlock doors or things like that. I really, really love them. I
just noticed something really cool.
Mm-hmm. A big old manual.
Color manual, too.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Now, some of you are probably saying that this is not complete. That's because it originally came with I believe, a lenticular cover. Mm-hmm. So I got a little bit of a discount because that wasn't on there, and I'm totally fine with that. It'd be cool if I had it, but I don't. So, yeah. But I was recapturing the footage for this video, mm-hmm. and again, just got completely sucked back into this game.
That's good.
It's
dude. Wow.
so much fun, which just got me in the mood for the upcoming Switch one. I can't wait.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Man. All right. Another PS4 game here. What Remains of Edith Finch?
I've heard this is amazing.
Yeah, dude. I wasn't even planning on playing it, and then I was capturing footage, and then next thing you know, like, man, I went all the way in. Like, I beat the game. Huh. It's more, people consider this more of a walking simulator, but it's very story driven. So it's like an interactive story, which is really nice.
That's
nice.
What I mean?
It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very artsy. It's very, I don't know. It's hard to explain it, but it's an amazing game, an amazing story. I've
heard that you can give spoilers very easily.
Yeah, that's why it's hard for me to really say anything about it. I have to just talk about someone who's going back, looking back at the past. Maybe I'll just say that. But if you see this game, you pick it up. I think there's an 8-Bit Gamer is the one that published this game. I am 8-Bit. I'm sorry, and they were selling this exclusively. So definitely worth having. Amazing game to have in my collection for. This is a game definitely I can remember that, I can tell people about.
A lot of people said that was one of the best games. I believe it came out last year, right? Something like that?
Possibly, yeah.
It's a fairly recent game, but people are saying it's one of the best games they played in years.
Really?
Yeah, as far as story goes, yeah.
Yeah, story-wise, I don't know gameplay-wise because it's
the walking simulator thing.
But definitely story-wise, oh man, yes. It's true, yeah. Great. Okay. I'm getting sad talking about it a little bit because I remember,
Well, you're gonna get a hug. Sorry, it's gonna get awkward.
It's gonna get awkward.
So something that it brings a tear to my eye, and that is the Burnout series.
Wow.
Yes, I love the Burnout series, and so this is Burnout Paradise Remastered. It came out fairly recently on the PlayStation 4. Mm-hmm. Maybe it came out on Xbox One. I'm not sure, but this is this is that classic game. It runs in 4K if you have a machine that'll do it.
Okay.
Plus, they included all of the DLC on here. So the
all on the disc. That's what I like.
Exactly. So I forget what they call it, like Big Island, Big Kahuna Island, or something like that, with some DLC that you could buy when this game first came out. The motorcycles are there. The toy cars are there. The Hollywood cars are there. Because you can drive around in a DeLorean, like from Back to the Future. You can drive around in the...
so this is the company that made it, right?
Criterion. Yeah, so Criterion was the developer, the original developer, and I don't think that they made... Maybe they did make the remaster, but
they made the original Burnout Paradise,
yes,
though. Okay.
Absolutely, they did.
Okay, that's an amazing company because they actually made one of my favorite games, Airblade. But...
Oh, okay, and Black also. They made a first-person shooter called Black. The thing is that Criterion back in the day made that engine that was used on so many PS2 games and Xbox games. That,
early in the it looked good.
I don't remember what that engine was called, but it was used on, even Grand Theft Auto used it for a couple of games. But this is a really fun racing game. It's not my favorite in the Burnout series, but I wanted to support it because I want them to then, after this, go back and release like a remaster version of Burnout 2, right. Burnout 3, Burnout Revenge. That would be amazing. I'd love to see that.
Okay, so is this expensive? Like,
no, I want to say this was like a $30 game or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. DLC too, of course. Okay.
Yeah, there is a ton of content on here. It's an open world racing game. Basically, the way it works is that every single stoplight you come to has a different type of race, and you basically. You hold the two triggers to then launch that event, and there's road rage, and there's burning events, burning laps.
And there's our favorite crash scenes too in slow motion.
Yes, exactly. It's all there. It's all good.
Awesome, dude.
Yep.
I have to pick that one up, dude.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, I got Secret of Mana.
Oh, controversy.
Yeah, Secret of Mana was the first RPG I played that really got me into RPGs back when I was like 13, 14 years old. I beat the game, and I was happy to find out about this being released, and a lot of people have iffy reviews about it, but I love this one. I mean,
did you?
Yeah,
good.
I mean, it's not. People will get upset because the mouths aren't moving properly when they're talking and all that stuff, but it doesn't.
Dude, it's just, that's old school, man.
It is. It's got that
that's how that works.
I'm happy they added voices to it, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I just fell in love again with this game. Seriously. Secret of Mana is a really solid game. It's kind of like it'll kind of break you into RPGs if you haven't played any. I loved it a lot. Oh yeah, and also the NPCs are all voiced in the game. So if you talk to anybody, like a random person, they'll have a voice for them.
Oh,
so that's
cool.
nice. Yeah.
So they didn't skip too much on it or anything.
No. It's very good, and they did a good job on it. I think. It's only a $40 game. It's a GameStop exclusive too, though. So it's like you have to get it GameStop only. So
okay.
I don't know if it become hard to find later on, but just so you guys know that. But yeah, Secret of Mana, check it out.
All right. All right, so next up is a really cool game. This is East Asia Soft.
Yep.
This is One More Dungeon, and this basically this is a roguelike RPG that is in first-person mode, and it has kind of like Minecraft graphics.
Yep. And it is hard. At least
very hard.
I mean, it doesn't hold your hand. It's really a throwback to old school dungeon crawler games like that. Kind of remind me of Wolfenstein the way it moves around a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, it does not hold your hand, so you definitely got to be on point. But it's still a fun game to play.
Yeah.
What else did you think about it, man?
I actually enjoyed it. It's frustrating because it is randomly generated every time. So sometimes you get lucky. And sometimes you're not.
Simple as that.
Yeah, which I think for some people, they miss that in games where it literally is just, you don't know. And I got lucky once where I actually got quite far in this game. And I was like so excited. I was so excited. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my, like I won the lottery.
Dude, I love the packaging though on these games that East Asia Soft is doing, man. It's just... Seriously, man. I love it. Just
a kind of like a surprise game. It's not going to be for everybody, but this does come with a manual and also comes like this little keychain thing on here. So that's why the box is a little bit bigger. But yeah, kind of cool.
There you go. All right, survival horror on the Game Boy Advance. What? I know it sounds weird, right? A Sound of Thunder. based off the movie of the same name.
What? There's a movie?
There's a movie, yeah, but the movie was supposed to be like a big movie, but they cheaped out on the effects, so it kind of looks silly when you see it. Like, you know, it's like, like what is this? Like, they cheaped out for some reason. But anyways, it has some good actors in it. But basically, from what I haven't seen the movie, guys, but I know it's about they go back in time, and it has like kind of like a butterfly effect thing going on. So they start like something happens where they step on or they kill some plants or something like that, and it messes up something in the future. And then all of a sudden we got dinosaurs in modern times, and it's pretty like they just appear when you're walking around. So you have your gun, you have to watch your ammunition, rescue people. It's very cool. It's very interesting, man. And I like the isometric view of the game too. Kind of gives you that view.
So what made you buy this? Were you
this the whole thing of survival horror on the Game Boy Advance. You know, I'm a big Game Boy Advance guy, you know, and I said I had to pick it up, you know, and I'm glad I did because I actually really like it. It doesn't have any music in it, but what survival horror game really does in it, it's kind of like quiet, like backgrounds and stuff, but it's like...
Man, that looks brand new.
It is. I broke the seal.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Very cool. Another just kind of random game I picked up at Cowlitz was this. River Raid 1, and originally this was sold to me on the ColecoVision, so... And... It's not. But I want to mention that because that is something that you run into occasionally when you go to expos, is that, you know, people may not know the difference between a Commodore cartridge versus a Coleco versus an Atari, because they are kind of similar. There are slight changes to a ColecoVision where it has a little bit of a bend here, but anyways, I didn't know what this was. I mean, River Raid, like the label's crooked, right? So I brought it back, went on Atari Age, and I was like, what the heck did I buy?
Right.
It turns out this is actually a Taiwanese bootleg from the 80s. So this is released back in the 80s. It's a PAL version of the game, which is the reason why my screen was a little bit like weird when I tried to play it.
Okay.
And I just kind of want to show, because I'm a big Atari guy. River Raid is
still cool to find something like that.
Yeah, and again with that label, I was just like, what the heck is this? I think they either sold to me for $1 or I got it for free.
Nice, dude.
The funny thing about these sort of expos is that if you are an Atari fan and you show any interest at all, sometimes they're like, just take it.
Yeah.
Because the games are generally fairly cheap, you know? And so I was kind of excited to get it. So this is my very first bootleg of anything Atari at that... You know, you should never run across it, ever.
Okay.
So I just kind of want to show that I thought it was kind of weird.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a reproduction of Rondo of Blood Castlevania for the PCEngine. This was sent to me, and basically this comes with the Japanese version, the original. Well, not the original version, but the Japanese version on a disc, and it also comes with the a reproduction of the American version that was on the PSP in English.
Okay.
Very cool. I mean, I love the Castlevania games. Rondo of Blood is one of my favorites. And this is just nice to have, so I can just play this on my PCEngine.
I think for the longest time, correct me if I'm wrong, the only way you could play that in North America was on the PSP version, right? Yeah, it was like an unlockable on that Castlevania.
The original one, yeah.
Yes.
The original one. We got the remake over here on the PSP, so if you beat that game, you would unlock the original one.
That's what.
And then you also would unlock Castlevania Symphony of the Night, so it was 3 games in 1, which was really nice.
Oh, okay.
But this is based off the original version, so somebody did some hacking work and
some voodoo.
Yeah, now this version's in English on the PCEngine, so very cool.
Huh, okay, that's cool. Next up, 2 games that you told me to check out.
Yes!
And I have learned over the years to never doubt you.
Yeah. Awesome, dude.
Never doubt you. So, I think it's called CT Special Forces 1 and 2. Actually, one of these has a back... Okay, and then Back in the Trenches is the second one.
Yep.
So... I was blown away, dude.
Yeah,
so,
I knew you would be.
I know. Well, you basically said, they're very much like
Metal
Slug. And you were 100% right. I mean, again, who knew? Like
animations, the weapons.
Yes.
These games are awesome.
They're awesome. And I was so happy. And the second one also surprised me because I don't know if the first one does it because I didn't get super far in the game.
But the first level, it's like a shoot 'em up.
Yeah, the first level is like a shoot 'em up.
Yep.
And so, again, I was just, blown away. I was like, thank you for turning me on to these. It was like, it's very cool.
There's also a third game, but it was only released in PAL territories on the Game Boy Advance and on the PlayStation. But Solid games. CT Special Forces. If you like Metal Slug, you'll definitely love these games.
Total hidden gems. Seriously.
Seriously, yes.
Wow. So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Okay. Next game here, we have Defenders of Ekron. This is like a Western style shoot 'em up. Very cool game. Lots of the dialogue is like lots of text. It has a lot of story going for it. It really changes things up. Like first you're going horizontal, and then you'll go like vertical.
Okay.
And your ship can do like a 360 motion, so you can pretty much shoot anywhere, but you're going in one direction depending on what part of the level you're in. You fight bosses. You have a shield that you can use to block attacks, which is nice. Now you can't use it too much because you'll wear your energy out. But a solid shoot 'em up, and it just seems like more of an involved shoot 'em up type game.
Okay,
pretty cool actually.
Okay, something different.
Comes with soundtrack and all that good stuff, manual, which I love.
Okay.
East Asia Soft, they're knocking it out.
Okay. Next up for me is let's see here. Couple Nintendo Switch games.
Oh, you're on the Switch, huh?
I'm on the Switch. Okay, so the first one is Humans Fall Flat. This is by Super Rare Games. They are, I believe, a new company putting out new physical releases. Yeah, and I believe this is their first one. I think this is limited to about 5,000. Full disclosure here, they sent this to me for review. And I'm saying that as well because ultimately, I don't necessarily care for this game a lot.
Is it kind of like, what does it play like?
So this is like those kind of physics-based puzzle games, puzzle platformer things. Yeah, think Goat Simulator.
Like Octodad or something?
Octodad is another one where the controls are almost broken.
Oh wow!
And you're kind of flopping around everywhere and kind of struggling with the game. I get it. There are people who love these kind of games. I personally find them incredibly frustrating, and so this is one game where I thought I gave it a good chance. I was like, okay, I'm gonna dig in here and play this game, and man, I was hating it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that other people, because I know those other games are incredibly popular.
So basically, the premise is that you're just like
solving puzzles and on a level in the sky, and you're this blobby kind of dude who kind of can push things and run and do this sort of
stuff.
Basically,
he has no bones. He just
and it's
okay.
It's a game. If you like it, more power to you. It is cool to get a physical release of any kind. So if you're a fan of it, you should probably check it out.
Super Rare Games. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a cool looking logo. Okay.
Yeah, and they did a great job as far as the packaging and all that goes. So again, no knock towards them. It's just not my style of game. The other one that I did pick up and I was very excited. This is the brand new Kirby game called Kirby Star Allies for the Nintendo Switch. Okay. So it's brand new for the Switch. Brand new Kirby game.
Just like the traditional ones, pretty much.
Pretty much. Although what they did with this is that they designed it for multiplayer co-op. So what happens in here is you have Kirby, and you also can throw hearts at enemies, and they become your friends, and you can have 3 of them behind you. So there's basically 4 people on screen, and you can take their powers. So you can get the power for ice or fire or whatever. Even bosses you can throw hearts at once you're defeated, and the boss will be following behind you. So it's a traditional Kirby game, which generally means that they're on the easier side, which is kind of cool. It's fantastic looking game. It's got drop in and out co-op. Okay. So if you don't have a co-op person, the computer takes over for the other 3.
And the computer, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The computer's pretty smart.
It is.
Okay.
My only caveat, my only complaint about this game is, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, because you mentioned, is it a classic Kirby game? Because there are 4 characters on the screen at once, pretty much the whole game, it is chaos the entire time.
Oh, just like in Amazing Mirror on the PS. I mean, not on the Game Boy Advance.
I heard that.
There being an Amazing Mirror. Oh man, it's like whoa.
Yeah, and that's how I felt in this game, where there are times when I just don't even know where Kirby is. Like you know what I mean? It's just so much jumping around and bouncing around. I was just like, so in many ways, I do really enjoy this game. I've almost beaten it actually, but I do miss the single Kirby on the screen. Yeah, experience.
There you go.
So, for what it's worth, it's still a really fun game though.
Okay, cool, cool. The Switch. Next game I got here, the game Paradise.
You got this.
Yeah, Play Asia celebrating their 15th anniversary.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, so Play Asia, they're now publishing their own certain titles and everything, which is cool. So and this was one of them. I picked this one up, and man, it's the Sega Saturn version.
That is a hard game.
Yeah, it's you gotta
brutal.
It is. It's tough. But there's the remix version that you can play, and then you can play the original Sega Saturn version. Okay. And this is one of the highly sought after Sega Saturn games that everybody would want to get.
It's a cute 'em up, basically.
Yeah, it's a cute 'em up. Basically, you start off. It's so silly. You start off as a spaceship in an arcade, shooting stuff around an arcade, and you see all these advertisements.
The arcade comes to life.
Yes, exactly. It comes after you. It's hilarious. But this is like, man, this is like shoot 'em ups, just not caring. They just putting a good game together and just throwing it all in there. They basically made this game like it was their last game, pretty much, that they're ever going to make it. They really put a lot of heart into it.
That's why people love this game, because it is such a quality game, and also too because. A lot of people who are big into shooters, they like difficulty, and again, that's one of the most difficult games I've certainly ever played. Here.
And it comes with a soundtrack too. And,
cool.
It comes with some other features on here that I couldn't read everything on the game because it is in Japanese, but there's like an online ranking board and all that good stuff. And, oh no, actually, this is not a soundtrack. This is a DVD.
Oh, really?
1997 OVA original animation, so there's some kind of cartoon on here.
Oh, that's got to be crazy too.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. But very cool game. The game to have. Pick it up from Play Asia because they're the ones that are selling it. Okay.
Should I go?
You should go.
All right. Next up is another game I got at Cowlitz. This is a random pickup, and I would love to tell you that I was happy with this purchase. I'm not.
I always wondered about that game.
I know, and I want to talk about it because it caught my interest. I like flight simulators. I like arcade shooting, like Ace Combat, that sort of stuff. And so this is a game called Freedom Wings. This is on the DS, and this was billed to be a true flight sim with Japanese kind of story on the DS. I know, and it doesn't work. Okay. The manual controls for this are kind of a nightmare. It's not fun. But what's weird about this game, the reason why I want to talk about it, is because you don't have to play it that way. You can literally play it in sort of tactical mode. So the bottom screen will show the map and your enemies, and you can tap on them, and then the computer will do the flying for you and do the shooting. So it's a trippy game because you can almost be like someone who's sitting back at the tower controlling a pilot out in the skies. So you can control the altitude, you can control the speed, you can tell it where to go in a fight. It's an interesting game, I would say.
I like the art of the cover.
Yeah.
But it's like that really sucks that it's not really that great of a game that you can really enjoy a lot.
Yeah, again, I think if you're looking for like a tactical game where you want to kind of tell the airplane where to go,
right,
then you might get some enjoyment out of it. It wasn't an expensive game. I believe it was $5.
$5. Okay.
Yeah, so it's an interesting one.
All right, so my next item is probably what I consider my favorite game of the year.
Really?
Not many games get that honor.
Hype.
This is FX Unit Yuki with the soundtrack. This is a PCEngine game, a new game that just came out.
Okay.
This is it's for Turbo CD, the Turbo CD and the PCEngine CD. Golly, so what happened was I had a demo of this game and I did a live stream. And that live stream was so lit. Everybody was just enjoying me playing the game. Like, it was so much fun. It's a platform game pretty much, and the music is just phenomenal. The game is a lot of fun. It's a throwback of old school type platform games. It makes fun of them too, which is nice. Story driven too. It's just
that cover. Look at that.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's just, just playing this game just made me feel like I was a kid again, man. I love that feeling when a game could do that for you. It was just a total throwback. And just to have a new game on the PCEngine today, it's amazing,
So you had the demo, then they released this?
Yeah, I had the demo. They had 2 demos, and actually they had a name change on the first demo. But they changed it to FX Unit Yuki.
Okay.
And then this finally came out, and I haven't opened it yet because I actually just got it in the mail today. So I'm excited to play that later. But I played the demo. The demo was really good and long. The game is like a platform, and it plays like a shoot 'em up as well. So it'll change. It changes up. It's amazing, dude. FX Unit Yuki, check it out.
All right, next up for me, 3 PS2 games that I got at Cowlitz as well. Some weird stuff here, but very cool. Okay, so this one's called S.L.A.I. Weird name, but it's called Steel Lancer Arena International. This is a sequel to an Xbox game called Phantom Crash, I believe. There was a mech game on the original Xbox And I apologize if I'm not getting that right because I don't own that game. But I was surprised to learn that this is the sequel to it. And it's basically a kind of a Japanese-style mech game. It's very arcade. It's very fast.
It looks like Armor Core in a way.
Yes. And again, just super fast, super easy to play. Really fun, really well-made game. I believe it's by Konami, correct? Yeah. So this is classic Konami. High production values, really well made. I was surprised to see this.
Wow, I've seen this game so many times, and I've always passed it up.
It's got a terrible name. I mean,
yeah, the name is like
the name is funky. I should say.
Yeah, you gotta do better with that. But
I know.
I like how it used to be online, dude.
Yes, and it used to. Actually, that's a good point. Is that from what I've read, that this was a huge game online. That people love to play this. So I know it's kind of a bummer that it's no longer. Next game I picked up, the Nightmare of Druaga.
Yeah.
So you recognize this?
I do. I've passed that game up so many times. I remember when they were selling it at Fry's years ago.
Okay.
And I always wanted to try it, but I just never
So I played a little bit to capture the footage for this game, and again, another game that impressed me quite a bit. It's a trippy game because it's an RPG, but it's all turn-based. So every movement within the dungeon is one step. But what's cool about that is that you are planning your moves against your opponents, and so you can really kind of, it's just always sort of in this turn-based grid system. I was really enjoying this. This seems like an incredibly deep RPG, very original feeling. Okay. And then the other one I picked up, finally, I've been looking for this for a while.
Yeah, I remember.
This is Wizardry, Tale of the Forsaken Land on the PlayStation 2. This is an original Wizardry game that came out on the PlayStation 2. I believe only on it. Yeah. Okay. And this is by Atlas. Yes. Somewhat hard to find, or this can be expensive to find. Now,
is it? Okay.
A little bit. It's a little bit collectible. So the Wizardry series has a long history on the PC. There are 10 of them, I believe. They are first-person, turn-based RPGs, very deep, very old school. This is one of those. Although it looks great. It's designed from the ground up for the PlayStation 2. So it has 3D graphics.
This is definitely an early release, too, because it's 2001. So, yeah, this is one of the early titles I remember seeing for the PlayStation. This is cool.
Yeah, so a lot of RPG fans that are big into classic-style turn-based RPGs are looking for a copy of that. And this was a good, the manual's in great condition, the disc and everything, so I had to snag it.
See, color manual.
I know.
I love it, man.
Yeah, so these are some of the Cowlitz pickups I got. I was very happy with these.
Very cool, man. All right, next game here. The Count Lucanor. Lucador. However you say it.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, this is a cool game. This is from Signature Edition Games. Okay. And this game plays like it's more like a boy who he's poor and it's his birthday and he wants to kind of like add presents and stuff like that, but his family's very poor, so he decides to leave. And this place like back in the medieval times, so he decides to leave home, and his mother doesn't try to stop him. She gives him a little bit of money to go and do his thing. So I was like, whoa, so you're just a little kid out on his own, and you meet people, and you can befriend them, help them out, or just ignore them, but that'll have consequences later if you do or not. So you basically you meet this guy, and you fall asleep because he gives you some wine, and the next thing you know, you wake up in some demon realm, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. And you go to this castle, and you have to find out. I forgot this guy's name. Well, I don't know his name actually on the cover. You have to find out what his name is. Okay. And that way, if you find out what his name is, you get the treasures or the riches and stuff like that he offers you. So sorry, it's hard to talk about it because I haven't played it that much, but the game is just pretty much like a puzzle game, and like a adventure puzzle game, I would say. But it's kind of scary in the same way because there's monsters out there to get you, and you can't attack them. You can hide and run, but it's just a lot of stuff like that. So Count Lucanor, check it out. Very interesting game, and I love the art style of the game. So
and you got it for the PS4 and the PlayStation Vita.
Got to play on the go.
Yeah, you do, dude. That's awesome. All right, next up for me is another newer game that is Shadow of the Colossus Special Edition. I've had this for a little while. It's been out for a couple months now.
Right.
So
I'm just going to ask you, man, how do you feel compared to the other version? Because I felt like the controls were the same as the PS2 one. And
yeah. So So here's I agree with you. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's my relationship with Shadow of the Colossus. I so badly want to love this game. Like, I owned it on the PS2. Mm-hmm. I got the PS3 remake, remaster, whatever it was. And then when I heard that they're doing this and it's going to be optimized for the PlayStation Pro, and they said they were going to tweak the controls, I was like, okay, I'm sold. Yeah, I'm sold. That's why I got the special edition of this. And I have to say, I understand why people love this game. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can see the brilliance in it. The thing is, it's so frustrating with the controls. Mm. And I know that's part of this game. I know that's why some people love it. For me, I just get really frustrated with the camera. It drives me nuts whenever I'm on that horse.
Yeah, it tries to move itself, and
it's always trying to move the camera on you.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love this game, I played the original and loved it. The controls, I think I forced myself to like them back then because I was like really on the games back then. But those controls, looking back at them now, they're really bad, and it's really hard to go through this game, at least for us. And it's not going to be like that for everybody. We're not saying that for everybody. If you want to pick this game up, go ahead.
I think that is a part. I mean, some people say, hey, that's part of the deal, which I get. But I also feel, though, that there's other games like, say, the new Tomb Raider or the new Uncharted games, which are third-person platformy kind of games. Mm-hmm. And they are so much more enjoyable in this regard. And I know that's heresy saying that. I did give this a good try. I got to the 9th Colossus before I was like,
dude. So this is weird. I don't know if this is me getting older, but it's like I felt bad taking out the Colossus. Now, you know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like that before when I was playing on PS2, but now they're so detailed looking. And they're just chilling on their own. I feel bad being going after them,
especially he goes way out of his way to do this too.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, I know. It's. I will say, I mean, this is definitely a beautiful game on the PlayStation Pro. I mean, it's one of those games where you're like, wow, the water looks great, or the fur on them and all this stuff. And and even the sky in the background and everything. I mean, I was really I was into it. I was ready to do it.
It's definitely a game that I'm happy they did a remaster for you guys, so new generation can enjoy it, and the older generation too. It's definitely a game that deserved a remake.
Yep.
Awesome, dude. Okay, next game here, Undertale. I finally picked up Undertale. A lot of people told me good things about this game, and once I played it, I was very amazed with it.
I've heard of this as well.
It's very story driven, and not only that, it's turn-based combat, so you can play the game pretty much how you want. You can play evil, or you can play good or neutral. The battles take place like turn-based, but when you do an attack, it also pulls up a little screen where it's like a shoot 'em up. You have to dodge the attack, so you can actually dodge an attack completely if you just dodge the whatever comes up on the screen randomly. Okay. And I haven't played that far, but the music and the story and the characters are really likable, and it pulls me in. I mean, the game looks really simple, but it's an amazing game. And there's a lot of reaction videos out of people reacting to the game moments. And
people love this game.
Yeah,
people love this game.
Definitely a game I'm happy to get that got a physical.
Man, I need to get a copy of that. Yeah, because again, kind of like with Edith, your other game, people rave about this one. It's kind of the same way. So.
Definitely, and not only that, good news comes with a manual, an art book in here. I think the Vita version. Yeah, look at that.
What?
Yeah, you hooked it up, man. How often do you see a Vita game with something like that?
I know. That's like a real book, too, like a real binding in there.
Yeah, dude, like the old school.
Oh, yeah, like a little pin.
This group is always like there's nothing there. Yeah. Now, this is amazing to see something there.
God, that's cool you got that. Next up for me is a kind of a special box that I got from a guy that's donated to my channel before. His name is Bill. He's one of my Patreons. He's also one of the patrons who supports John Hancock.
Oh, okay.
And this guy, I don't know much about him. I've chatted with him quite a bit online, but he must have an amazing collection. He kind of specializes in old Atari stuff. And I think that's why he kind of gravitates towards me.
Yeah, because you guys like Atari.
We like Atari. We appreciate that. And he sent me a box of some really cool stuff. Random stuff that probably only I would like. But he did. I want to show it to you guys here. So do you remember when they released these Hot Wheel Atari editions?
I do not, but...
So what they did a couple years ago was, for whatever reason, Hot Wheels licensed Atari games, like old games like Tempest and Pong, and then you have Centipede, and they created original cars based on these old games. And so you have like a Breakout here, and then here is like the wood grain Atari 2600. And for a while these were, I don't think many people knew these were coming. It's like Atari and Hot Wheels. It's so random and weird, right? But they were very popular. And then what happened is that for San Diego Comic-Con, they released a very special one there that you could only get at San Diego Comic-Con.
I already got a glimpse of it too.
Yeah, so this is a very limited edition that he's an Atari collector. So this is the Asteroids, and check it out. So it's going to be kind of hard to see with the lights here, but see how it lights up.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, so it's basically just a stand for the Asteroids car.
Okay.
But it plays the game too.
That's cool.
Isn't that neat?
That is very neat. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I like that. Also, you're not going to open these up, are you?
No. And the only reason
once you do, because they become toys and not collectibles anymore.
Then I drive around. The only reason actually why these are open is because they broke.
Okay.
He actually included the original packaging for these. It's just that the glue had broken, so I was like, all right, I'll pop these out. But
cool, dude.
You know, if you're an Atari nerd like me, you're into it, right?
See, these toys, man, this feels like so authentic. Like, they really... Yeah. This is really cool, man. 1976. Made in Thailand.
I don't think...
2011. 1976 copyright in 2011.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Up there.
I'd have to do this again. Oh, I see. Yeah. See the little LEDs up there.
Oh, okay. Dude, that's cool, man.
It's cool, isn't it?
Dude.
Yeah. So thank you, Bill. I appreciate that.
All right. You guys ready? Never mind. I thought I was on my last item here. I got one more before my last item. And this is X for the PlayStation 1. This is based off the anime series of the same name.
Oh, okay. I've seen that.
So X actually came out as a movie first. It didn't really do well, but then they made it into a series, which was amazing. And I just happened to type in like X video games, and it came up with this for PlayStation. So basically what they did was, if you ever played a game called Psychic Force on the PlayStation or in arcades or on Dreamcast, they reskinned the X characters on those characters. And, which... I guess could be a kind of a cheap way of doing stuff.
Is it a fighting game?
It's a fighting game where you fly in the air back and forth with each other.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a total reskin, but it's definitely the same gameplay. And this is made by the same developers that made Psychic Force that did this.
Oh.
They added animated cutscenes, the voice acting, all that good stuff. Very solid game. I like it a lot. The original game Psychic Force goes for like a lot of money on PlayStation, so this is a good alternative if you want that game on PlayStation or something like it. But anyways, I love the X series. One of my favorite animes of all time. I had to get the game.
Yeah, the anime is really good.
Yeah, really amazing anime. I actually watched it last week again, and I was like, whoa. Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was years since I watched it again, but it's like amazing. But yeah, a very cool game to have in the collection, and it's a fighting game, just to let you guys know.
All right. Well, my last thing, I mentioned that I got a new system, and I had some help. And the reason for that is because I put out on Twitter, I didn't know which one to get. Mm-hmm. I was either interested in getting the PlayStation VR or the Xbox One X, because I wanted to get another modern system in here,
right?
And I didn't know which one to get, and so I asked people on Twitter, and 2,200 people responded, and the overwhelming response was PlayStation VR.
Wow, dude. I thought they were going to go Xbox One. That's awesome. They said VR.
You know what? Oh, and by the way, I did pick up a couple games with it as well.
Okay.
So I got a Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
Yeah, I played that one.
Batman Arkham VR, and then also PlayStation VR Worlds. And then this is the Doom bundle. I literally picked this up this morning because they dropped the price, and that was another deciding factor for me.
Oh, okay.
It was only... I think you can get the actual non-bundle version for like $200. Mm-hmm. This includes the camera, which I needed, and also includes Doom, which I've heard is good, and this was $300. But here's the thing: is that there was a guy on Twitter who kind of solidified. I mean, I was going to buy whatever they decided,
right?
But he or she was like, this is a new experience, and the Xbox is
the experience that we.
I already have a PlayStation 4 Pro,
right?
So there's not going to be an amazingly new experience. I will eventually get an Xbox One X because I do like what Microsoft is doing with the backwards compatibility.
Right.
I have a bunch of Xbox games, both original and 360, so it would be really cool.
And real quick, fast, they optimize it to where it looks better on that system. Okay.
Yeah, actually, Microsoft has done some incredibly impressive things. I've watched some Digital Foundry videos where they talk about, like, for instance, they just recently did some compatibility with the original Red Dead Redemption, and literally they're it's 9 times the resolution of the original game, and so it just looks amazing on a true 4K television, which I do happen to have. But at the end of the day, I don't have the VR, and and here's the thing. I've been concerned about motion sickness for a while because I played it back like 2 years ago, but I believe that was on an original PS4. Now I have the Pro, so this should be a better experience.
Yeah.
Plus, also too, I mean, honestly, I thought it'd be dead by now, but they keep releasing games for it.
They keep it going, yeah. It's solid, man. I thought I was going to be gone too, but it's here, and it's here to stay, it seems. So
it seems like it, and so I don't think that there's a ton of great games for it. I think there seems to be about 10 or 20 that are kind of must-play games. Right. So I don't envision me going.
Well, you need at least about for something like this, at least 20 good games for it to make it worth having. So,
and it's a mix too of physical, and most of them are digital. And so I think probably what happened is that I'm gonna have to talk to John Riggs because John Riggs is full on with this.
There are some games that are digital here that got physical versions in the UK, so you can also look that way too, like get physicals. But
so that's cool. I'm interested. I probably will. Like I said, I haven't even opened this yet. It's still sealed. I might do an impression thing. I mean, do I still get motion sick? I don't know. So we'll find out. We'll find out if I'm puking.
All right, cool. So my last item is something that people really wanted me to get, and that is. I was totally against it, and I'll tell you the whole story with it.
Yeah.
I got a Nintendo Switch.
What?
I'm in the club now.
Oh, I got the VR, you got the Switch.
And so this is funny. So I do live streams on my channel, and I was just doing a random live stream telling everybody, hey, what's going on. And they asked me a question, hey, Reggie, do you have a Switch yet? I said, no. Why don't you have the Switch, Reggie? And I have games for it, but I'm not going to get one until later. And I said, maybe I'll get one in 2020. And
20.
Dude, when I said that, dude, people went crazy. They said, man, we got to start a donation fund for Reggie. And next thing you know, I was like, yeah, you guys can if you want. Not jokingly.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I get $50. And then there's $100. Like, whoa, you guys really want it. And they end up paying off the Switch, man.
Oh, really?
I went and got it that same night. I created a video for him about the whole Switch experience. And man, it was amazing. I could not believe it. They hooked it. They really wanted me to have a Switch. And I'm actually really enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm glad you got the Switch because it is a great system. I mean, it is. It's solid.
I'm liking it more and more as I play it. It's I like the idea that Nintendo had with it. I just wish that it could have came out instead of the Wii U. This would have been the system that they came out. Then it would have did a lot better. I think.
This came out because of the Wii U. I think that they needed to go through the Wii U to figure out
how they were going to do
how that second. How that controller was going to work, right? Because this is kind of what this is, really. They needed to fail on that to go, okay, what were the good ideas with the Wii U, and how can we improve on them? And I think they've done that with this. I think that this is. I don't really have many complaints about it. I mean, it's not the most powerful system,
no,
absolutely, but I don't really care because the games I played on it look really good on my TV.
My complaints are the accessories. $10 for a screen protector, like a plastic one. I messed up my first one. That's why I'm mad. $10 on the drain. It was all dusty and messed up.
Did you did you get the Pro controller?
I did not.
You want to know why? I'm asking. Oh, you don't know this. You don't need to.
What's that?
So this is a gift for you because I know you got a Switch.
Oh man!
So this is the 8-Bit Dough, which makes they're a fantastic third-person company that makes great retro style controllers. They also make this. This is a USB wireless adapter for it. It's primarily for the Switch. You don't have to use it for that, but. There we go.
Oh,
so what this does is this plugs into the base of your Nintendo Switch, and you can use your PlayStation 4 controller.
Are you serious?
Yes. Push that little button right there, sync them up, and you're good to go. Even supports motion.
Oh my god, dude! 8-Bit Dough, look.
I know, and this thing is only $20. This is a steal. So you don't have to go buy a Nintendo Pro controller for your Switch. Don't worry about it.
Dude, I'm not going to Switch a lot more now.
I know.
Right.
I know. This is legit. And what's cool about this little device here too is that it also works with the Xbox One controller. It also works with the PlayStation 3 controller. And what's great about this doesn't even have to be on the Switch. You can use it on your PC or your Mac.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely, and again, it's only $20.
So did you test it out and did you
Yep, exactly. And full disclosure, they sent me this, and they sent a bunch of YouTubers these little things to test with. I was blown away. I was like, and then when I heard you got Switch, I'm like, you're gonna use it, buddy.
Nice, dude. Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, that's the nice thing is that Nintendo Pro controller is like what, $60-$80 or something.
Dude, I remember when we were trying to do a gameplay video, and we tried to figure out we figured out we needed a Pro controller.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah. So that. I know, so that definitely fills a need for people like you who are getting it and want a more familiar controller. You don't have to use those,
Yeah, another option.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know.
So, dude, wait, are we done here?
I think we're done.
Oh, man.
And now comes the sadness.
Well, here's one more thing. Here are the games I do have with it. I have Zelda.
Oh, cool.
I have Splatoon 2, which I'm still getting used to.
Yeah.
Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack, which is my favorite game on the system so far.
That's a great game.
Resident Evil Revelations Collection. Yeah. Okay. These are my games for the system so far. So.
Huh. And there are a ton of games in the eShop. I mean, have you poked around there yet?
I have, but I'm still the download thing kind of you know how I am.
I know. But I will say that Nintendo is kicking butt on that eShop. I mean, there are releases every week.
Really?
And absolutely. There seems like there's 10 to 20 new releases every week. It's very popular. And thankfully they go on sale, and you can get some games for $5-10, something like that. The thing you're going to need is a memory card.
But luckily, the memory cards are good prices. I looked at that. The memory card, the Sony Vita could learn something from that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So get yourself like a 100 or 200 gig.
You'll be good to go.
You'll be good to go. So
okay, cool.
Awesome. All right, this is exciting. Now we need to go play some games.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, dude. So where can people find you on the internet?
Hey, check me out, Radical Reggie, YouTube. Put out 2 videos a week, so come check me out.
That's right. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and take care. One of my favorite parts about these pickups videos is that I have no idea before we start filming what Reggie is going to show, and I'm always blown away. And speaking of being blown away, Reggie and I are humbled and honored that you guys continue to support our channel and our game collections. It's something that, even filming this, Reggie was just like stunned that you guys bought him a Nintendo Switch. That is so very cool. We do not take that for granted. All right, guys, thanks for watching.